안녕하세요, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another little guide. Now this guide is all about objects, and the reason why I spontaneously had the idea to do this little guide is because, well, today I decided to open my Twitter just to have a look, and basically my entire Twitter feed was a lot of misunderstanding and complaining. Now, it's not a bad thing, everybody has their own opinion, but what bugged me is that people had their opinion based off misinformation. Like, there were certain things that I was like, you're getting things wrong here, you know, and that's what kind of annoyed me a little bit and got me the idea, you know what, I'll try and put as much information as I can in a nice little ball for you guys to consume. You consume that information, and my goal is not to convert you guys to buy objects, not at all. Alright, I'm just throwing the information at you. You take it as you will, form your opinion. You can decide to buy objects, or you can decide to not buy objects. It's all up to you. I don't care what you do. Honestly, if you really don't want to buy objects, I honestly don't care. It's, you know, it's you. But yeah, my goal is just to throw the information that we've got into a very informational video, hopefully, and present it in a way that is very comprehensible. Alright, now first of all, you have two types of objects. You've got the digital version and a physical version. Now, physicals are no different to typical normal photo cards that you get in any old album that you purchase from whatever group it may be. Because just like them, you get them in their albums. However, they can also be purchased as its own little unique item. So if you live in Korea or you're visiting Korea, just drop by any GS25 convenience store and you might find the individual packets for you to buy. And if you live outside of Korea, anywhere else in the world, it's gonna be from K-Town for you. Now, as far as I know, this is only applicable to Triple S as of this recording, but it's probably gonna change to then add artms and maybe future groups, depending on whatever happens in the future. Now, like I said, physical objects are no different than normal photo cards. However, physicals have the option to be scanned. And once scanned, they then become a digital object, which in turn also means they get NFT-fied, if you will. Now, there are other ways to obtain a digital object, of course, such as simply buying them in the in-app store, or through trades, or even the free events that they hold basically almost every day on the respective group's servers, which gives you the possibility of winning a free object. Now, it is worth noting that every single digital object are NFT-fied, or become NFTs. For the simple fact that every single card that is digital, you will receive one Kumo, which is the in-app equivalent of currency, or token, if you will. It's basically a token that you use for voting in whatever gravity is happening. Alright, now we move on to the most questioned and debated part of the objects. And that is the NFTs. Now, there's no denying that NFTs is a sensitive topic and that they might not be for everyone, as it can get quite complicated. Now, again, take the information as you will. Base your opinion on the information I give you. Whether you want to embark into the objects or not, that's up to you to decide. Now, the main question that is being basically questioned is how environmentally friendly are these objects slash NFTs? Now, as I'm sure most people already know, is that, NFTs, Bitcoins, and all that kind of stuff uses up a lot of energy and produces a lot of carbon dioxide. However, in case you didn't know, objects are being managed by the blockchain called Polygon, who they claim to be carbon neutral. And this is where I feel like a lot of people have this misconception, because being carbon neutral does not necessarily mean free carbon or zero carbon. However, it does mean that it uses and produces a lot less carbon dioxide than other typical blockchains. Now, there's a lot of numbers and all, and I will leave a link to the papers that Polygon offer on all the statistics and everything. But I did a little bit of calculation, I could be wrong, but they claim that for every transaction, they produce 0.002 grams of CO2. And to put that into perspective, just searching something on Google produces 0.2 grams of CO2, according to what I have read. So obviously, still produces CO2, but far less than the typical blockchain. It's good and all that we compare blockchain to blockchain, but I feel like it's also important to compare blockchain to physical. Because we have to remember, this is made out of cardboard, paper, which comes from trees, and you have to make it into a card. You have to print it, manufacture it. You also have to transport it. That can possibly even be more harmful to the environment, especially when it comes to overseas. Boats and planes produce a lot. But yes, anyways, that is all the information that is needed, or that we have right now on the NFT side of the objects. Now, another point worth noting is that the members actually earn money from their own objects, from the sales of their objects. I mean, they receive a certain percentage, but as far as I know, it is quite a large amount. So however many of their objects they sell, they get a good portion of that money directly to them. So it kind of adds to the usual company member contract that has been negotiated for them. So I guess that's a little bit more of a benefit, I guess, towards the members. But again, I'm not trying to make you buy the albums just to support the members, because just streaming their songs will be good enough. Alright, now that would be it for the general information about what an object is. So at this point, you can now decide what you want to do. Again, I preface this. Take it as you will. Create your argument, opinion, whatever. Buy objects, don't buy objects, that's fine. You can either believe the information that is there or not. Again, it is what is given. It might not necessarily be true, but it's up to you to decide. However, be respectful. If people do want to buy objects, it's their choice. Let them do it. If people don't want to buy it for X reason, it's their choice. Let them be. Alright? I don't want to see any arguments or toxicity in the comments down below. Let's keep it clean, guys. Okay? Like I said, this is just an informational video. Now that we did that, though, if you do end up wanting to do objects, I will now go a little bit further and explain what types of objects you can get and what each type can benefit or give you. Yes, we'll go in a little bit more details on a specific object. Now, again, I already did this for the Triple S guide, but seeing as we're into a video dedicated to objects, I'll add it into this video also. Now, every single object will relatively look the same. It's going to have a picture of the member, it's going to have its name, and it's going to have a couple numbers on the side. And you'll also notice that little sidebar there will change color depending on what type of object it is. Alright, now I'll quickly run through the little details of the card. So up at the top there, we've got the name of the member. Right below that, you've got a number that will signify what type of object it is. And after, you'll notice that there is a letter stuck to that number, and that signifies whether it is a digital or a physical object. And right below that, you've got the serial number, which again is related to the whole NFT thing, but it just signifies that it is a unique card that only you have. If you flip it around, you have the name of the member. Then you've got the class, which is the type of object, and right below that you've got the season, because there is indeed different seasons. You'll then see the signature of the member and then the QR code for you to scan. Alright, now we get into the different types of objects, starting off with the welcome class. Now this class is only given once, and it is when you open the app for the first time, or if you follow another group for the first time. So in this case, if you follow Triple S and haven't followed Artemis, go and give Artemis a little follow and you'll receive a welcome class. But you only get one, and it is non-tradable. Next is the zero class objects. Now these are a little bit more rare as they're harder to get. Typically you would have to sign up on the website at a certain time and get these objects. These will also have a white grayish banner, and their ID number is going to be in 0. Moving on, we have the first class objects. Now this class is the most common one, as you can purchase them whenever, assuming there is not an event happening at that moment. This class will always have the same color banner depending on the season. So currently we have, in Triple S's case, Season 1 and Season 2. Season 1 being yellow, Season 2 being green. And the identifying number will be in the 100s. So far, we have 101 to 120. And these objects are griddable, which means if you collect all of the grid, for example, 1 to 8, you can complete the grid and acquire a special object. Alright, moving on, we have the double class objects. Now these objects are event objects, so you can only get them as there is an event happening. Whether it is a Christmas event, New Year event, fan sign, fan calls, or like Triple S's newest case, their first anniversary. All these are events that only last a certain amount of time, typically the length of the fan sign application, or for the most part 24 hours. Now the banner color for this class will range in color depending on which event it is, but the identifying number will always be in the 300s. Alright, and last but not least, we have the special class objects. These objects are acquired through completing the grids like I mentioned before, or scanning the one that you got through your album purchase. This class also gives you 1 Como, however, it also gives you 1 Como every single month. Now the banner color for these in physical form will be holographic, and in the digital form will be a pinkish hue. And the identifying number will be in the 200s. Alright, well, there you have it. All the info you need on the objects. Like I said, I'll keep mentioning it. This is an informational video. You take it as you will. You can either believe the information that is there or not. Again, it is what is given. It might not necessarily be true, but it's up to you to decide. But hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. You can give me feedback if you want in the comments. If I've missed something, feel free to add to this video in the comments. I'll probably have a pinned comment with all the things that I have missed and you guys have let me know about. So I'll add it in that pinned comment if ever I did miss something or I misinformed. Which hopefully I didn't, but we never know. Anyways, if you do decide to jump into the objects, well then, hopefully you enjoy yourself collecting all the different types of objects. And if you decide to not to, then I'm totally fine with it. As long as you keep streaming Triple S and Artemis. I mean, All Night Circle are coming out very soon, so you guys better stream that. Get them, you know, as many wins as we can. Get them the recognition they deserve and all that, and we'll all be fine, right? Keep spreading the word, and love is the most important part. But yes, with that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informational. But yeah, with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Annyeong.